Each morning, real RSI setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is RSI Trade of the Day with Verified Investing.
Welcome to the RSI Trade of the Day. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. Thank you guys for spending your morning with me at 8:45 every day the morning is open. So I did have a comment saying, why don't you just get to your trade of the day? They're all my trades of the day. So I know you're waiting for one specific one that I'm telling you, exactly when to get in and exactly when to get out. But that's a lot of the trades that I set up, the trade setups that I go over with you guys. So for example, I'm going to go over GM and I'm going to go over LVS and IREN. They're all going to have specific entry prices. And what you guys do with the information is totally up to you guys, right? I'm just giving you the setups. I'm giving you the possible direction of the stock for the day and letting you guys decide what's right for you. So let's actually go into GM. I'd gone over this a couple different times. This is one of my RSI trades that I'm watching today. The price action of GM yesterday on Friday, price action headed higher. It looked like it was creating this nice negative RSI divergence at around 11:30. It rolled over and look at what the RSI did. It headed all the way down to the 30. Started breaking some pivots. So it looked as if GM was going to head lower. However, the price just continued higher and floated even higher throughout the rest of the afternoon session into the afternoon. So here we have this upswing trend line. I still like this $70.25 to $70.50 level. Based on this overextension, you're up 20% from its earnings on GM at all-time highs, right into a potential pivot point. This is my entry point, $70.48. I'm actually looking to get into this. Based on the price action from the previous days, you're looking for about a 2, maybe a 3% pullback. Unless you're swing trading this is a great opportunity for a swing trade as well, with a stop out at a close above that high upsloping trend line. So that would be the place you stop out just to kind of protect yourself. Now, if this thing starts to sell off, it's up 20% in the last 3-4 days. This thing could really sell off. You could make 10-15% on this. And again, that would be for a more of a swing trade basis. Okay, so your risk to reward is pretty high on that particular chart. LVS was another one I was going over a couple different times. Look at what happened on Friday. The price action shot up, just consolidated sideways. The RSI ended up busting sharply below the 30, but you notice no low pivots got taken out. And so price action just continued even higher. LVS for me, now it could be looking to break out. The RSI on the daily time frame isn't above the 70. So it's not oversold on the daily time frame. So we could head up a little bit higher. You do have this small gap fill at $59.25. What I would be looking for now is this gap fill is where I would start a swing trade. Not sure why it's not doing it. Come on. Anyway, the trend line is just not working for me. I'm not sure what's going on, but right here at $65 is essentially where I'd be looking to enter this trade on LVS for a swing trade. And if it can get up there, that's a decent size move on LVS. So I don't see it getting there today, but that's where I'm looking for an upside target for a potential swing short. IREN, another stock, look at this price action, headed up and then chopped sideways, took out a couple low pivots, similar to what GM did, and then all of a sudden price action got a catapult to the upside, trading at $65.32. Take a look at IREN. I'm looking at this as a day trade right at $68.94. So IREN would be a great entry point. You got to think of the psychology behind the stock. This is a big wide range red bar candle, and it had a 3-bar surge to the downside, which means that as you continue to get overly extended to one way or another, once price action heads back to the top off that at that red bar candle, there are going to be a lot of people who were in pain and now they're looking to exit the trade. We're just taking advantage of the people who were in pain, selling off and driving that price action down based on the recent price action to the upside, you can look for probably 3, 4, even a 5% pullback. Now on a swing trade basis, I would still wait for that $75 level. Okay, so this is the daily time frame and hit the 50, headed up. So what I would be looking for is a break of this pivot top, the RSI getting to about the 70, maybe the 75, creating some continued negative RSI divergence, which means that the RSI is heading lower as the price action is heading higher. That would be a great shorting opportunity for a swing trade. But look at this wide range red bar candle. There's a lot of people who are in pain, and once they exit, then you can take advantage of the downside. Coinbase is another stock that I was watching. Look at the price action. Similar price action to all these other ones. We had this nice big rally to the upside, little bit of a fade, and then price consolidation and a slight float to the upside. The RSI on Coinbase never broke the 30, indicating that there's a lot of buying pressure in Coinbase. Switch to the daily time frame. I have a bunch of annotated symbols on my charts. Resistance trend line, upsloping trend lines. I would be looking for similar to IREN, where I would short it at $387.66. This is where I would be interested in a short play. Right now it's trading at $368. So a move to the upside is only about 7%. Keep in mind that if you're going short on Coinbase, sometimes your shares can be restricted, and the volatility, the amount of buying opportunity that you have may not be the full 200 or 400%, or 2 to 4 times leverage. So it can reduce your leverage. So be cautious with this on Coinbase because it is in the crypto sector. I know it's a stock, but it's in the crypto sector. So it has a little bit different rules, at least with some brokers. So make sure you're checking with your brokers before you guys enter this with overextension on your portfolios. So swing trade level for me and a day trade level, you can look for about a 3% pullback at $368.66. I would wait for $425.37 for a swing trade short level. SNDK, I'd mentioned yesterday or Friday that I saw the max upside about $180. It looked like that was going to be a great level on SNDK. But what happened is the volatility pretty much died out. So we had some good volatility in the morning session. And then as the afternoon session went on, the volatility dried up. And so at that point, you got to reassess what the potential upside target is or what the potential pullback is. And so in this case, it indicated that the price was going to continue higher, and that's what happened. And so my next shortable level is $200. So let's go to the intraday. You've got this great price action where we're at SanDisk headed up 11% with this continual float. Look at the RSI. It never got below the 30. So switch to the daily time frame. So what I've done is I've actually connected this low pivot with this upsloping, basically price action, created this upsloping trend line. As price action got below it, it got rejected a couple different times, not significant pullbacks, but at least enough for some volatility. So 196.13 is the next shortable level, but watch out because the $200 the $200 even number is up above it. So that could be where it's looking to head up to. So 196.13 would be the first shortable level for a 3 to 5% pullback, and $200, I would look for a 5 to 6% pullback. Similar price action though, you got to look at what's happening. Is the volatility still there? Still there. If the volatility is not still there, you've got to reassess and cut your losses and possibly jump back in the following day. Okay, a couple different charts. On the long side, Decker, DECK, it's into this nice, beautiful downsloping trend line. Got price action to bounce above it. The RSI is heading lower, starting to get right about the 30. You go to the intraday and price action headed up, but then did a slow fade. So I don't really have an advantage here other than looking at the daily time frame and where the next possible support is. So look at this gap fill with the RSI heading lower. So getting to more of an oversold condition, $80.67 is where I would swing trade Decker. Look at how high Decker is off of its all-time highs. You take this pivot top at $224 and take this fib or this tool to give you what the percentage is. This is a 64% discount if you can pick this up at $80.67. Positive RSI divergence. This is a great setup. I'm looking forward to the bounce in Decker. Newmont Mining is another stock. I did have this on my watch list or on my tabs the other day. I didn't go over it. Price action did have this nice bid in the morning session, and then this slow fade towards the end of the day, and then all of a sudden this huge sell-off. Now go to the daily time frame, restore this connection. You've got this beautiful pivot right here, this gap fill at $78.32. This is the bounce level on Newmont. Look at what happened with the RSI. It was staying overbought for an extended period of time. Now we're starting to get some volatility in this. And on a strong stock, you can play this when it gets below the 50 as support. So this is a potential swing trade, $78.32. Not only a day trade, looking for about a 2 to 3% bounce on the upside, but also a potential swing trade based on what's going on in the RSI. Keep in mind that you've got this low pivot at $70.21. So if the RSI continues lower, if the bear sentiment continues, could continue to drive the price of Newmont down. It's all going to be really dependent on what's going on with gold. So if gold continues to fade like it has been, then Newmont Mining and GDX and some of these other, these other miners are going to fade as well. So I've got two more stocks real quick for you guys. The next one is FLNC, another high flyer. Look at what happened. The RSI got close to the 50, it's catapulted straight up. I have this level at $23.50 is where I'm looking to short FLNC for a 3 to 5% pullback. And then the last one that I want to go over is KDP. I went over this. RSI can stay positive in positive divergence for a significant amount of time. So the August 2025, the price action got pretty low. The RSI dropped below the 30. Price action continued lower as the RSI continues slightly higher. But look at this. Had you decided to get in right at this first dip, you would have been down 13%. I was mentioning $25.25 was my entry price for this. And now look at where it's trading in the pre-market. It's up to $29.89 or 98 cents. That would be a significant move had you followed this swing trade on this trading RSI trade of the day. So this is why it's not just one trade, right? I'm looking at the whole market, giving you guys setups, and hopefully you guys can take advantage of that. And if you guys have been successful, make sure you leave in the comments. I'm not going to win 100% of them. I was wrong on Bitcoin. The RSI looked like it was going to head a little bit lower. The selling pressure looked like it was oversold. Was pushing the price action down, but now Bitcoin is trading at 115,000. I was wrong. Silver, I was wrong. This is just probabilities. You got to stack the probabilities in your favor so you can take advantage of it. So again, if you guys are enjoying this, make sure you're sharing with your friends so they can get the same content that you guys are getting. Like, subscribe, follow, ring that bell so you can get notified every morning. The market is open 8:45. Please stay tuned. Gareth Soloway is going to be going over the craziness of the market in my trading game plan in less than 2 minutes. You guys do not want to miss that. It's going to be awesome. So you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys in the charts, and take care.